200 hours of chasing, fighting, and getting crippled later. I finally killed them. Now, I won't have to worry about any of them getting in my way. Ink, you only shoved a toy knife into the ground next to me, Dream said from the background, but Ink was in his own world at the moment. To be honest, I kind of feel great. But feelings aside, at least Senpai is all mine. I wiped the dust and blood off myself as I walked through a portal into my house. I sat down and closed my eyes. Then I remembered that Marshy had escaped and wasn't recaptured. Damn it! I groaned and stood up to walk back out when I bumped into Nightmare. Why the fuck is this guy following me? Tarfish, don't you have anything better to do? Come on, you can sit on your throne and play Animal Crossing at least. I huffed with annoyance without opening my eyes. Yeah, I could do that, but my island got raided by PETA, so... He shrugged and jumped over the couch while mumbling Park Hour under his breath. I swear, I'm going to throw this guy all the way to PETA myself, and I mean it. You were chilling in an underground bunker in a different timeline. The dream, Misty, and that Spooter showed you. It was barely similar to your original timeline, with only a few differences, but that was fine. Misty was on the couch as Felly and Niggy slept on the table. The Spooter, who we now know as Angel Dust, was eating all the popsicles, as Dream was making sure that Ink couldn't detect this place. You yawned and wrapped another blanket around yourself as you played Minecraft on the TV, as you all listened to classic Minecraft songs like Safety Torch, Don't Mind at Night, Take Back the Night, Mine All Day, etc. Alright everyone, listen up. You all then looked at Dream as he stood in front of you guys. We will temporarily be here until Ink is turned back to normal, Dream said. There will be another Marshy, Ink, Dream, etc. In this timeline, think of it as alternate versions of us. Oh cool, we have to avoid them, right? You said as you raided the village. Dream nodded and then explained that we have to look like other people. So if we do bump into ourselves, they would notice. Oh, I call being Karen, you joked, but Dream immediately threw a blonde wig at you. No wig if you have blonde hair. So in the end, you were disguised as a Karen, and Misty was a German medic by the name of Ludwig. Dream and Angel would stay in the bunker. Aw, come on, man, can I at least loo around for a moment? Angel whined, as Dream disagreed and said that he needed to return him to his original timeline. Angel rolled his eyes and sat down on the couch in defeat. Come on, Marshy, let's see what this timeline has, exclaimed Misty as they took your hand and led you to the ladder with a smile. The both of you climbed out into a forest. There was a clearing nearby with a river and some wildflowers. A little past the clearing was a road, which probably went to the city. You followed Misty to the road and to the city. You kept up the Karen act, but on the chiller side, you never really were confrontational about little things. Misty, on the other hand, snuck away into some detective building. Okay. You went sightseeing while they were in there. At the end of the day, the two of you met at the bunker and went in. Yo, Marshy, I gotta do some weird missing persons case with a guy named Hank and an android. Cool. I gotta get us supplies and cause a riot, you replied. A couple days later, the two of you went outside again. This time you both went out at night for no reason at all. You went to get some KFC, as Misty went to Walmart. Yeah, for some reason in this... or no, Walmart. Yeah, for some reason in this universe, Walmart had the W and the M switched. After getting some KFC, you passed by an alleyway, but stopped when you heard a commotion. You decided to investigate and slowly crept up to the noise. A guy was on the ground in pain while a hooded figure walked up to him in sigh and disappointment. Well, that sounded like Ink. Aw, that was too easy, Ink says while placing his foot at the guy's head. I'd expected you to give a better fight, but now you're going to die, or... well, be deactivated. He was going to kill this dude, and I'm going to do something about it. Putting on your best Karen face, you stomped up to him. Hey, what are you? I need to talk to your manager, sir, you yelled. We stared awkwardly at each other in silence for a few minutes. I began to look more agitated by the second. This is a murder scene, and I advise that you... I don't care. Besides, don't you work at that stupid coffee shop, right? You interrupt Ink and pushed him a little, getting his foot off of the crippled person's head. No, I don't, Ink grumbled. Who are you, anyway? My name is Karen, and you served me coffee to me with sugar in it and no whipped cream, you huffed. You kept him distracted as the guy snuck away from ink. Good. You then huffed and speed walked away in fake annoyance. And straight into ink? Mood. Alright. You get back from the other ink. What the hell wasn't he over there? Ah, Marshy-chan, I found you. Yee! Ink then hugged you. Oh, that's nice. Let me just... You get out of his grasp and ran into the local pizza place. You weaved through some kids and parents along with a couple animatronics until you were behind a slide. There, that would buy you some time. As you caught your breath, a shadow loomed over you. You looked behind you in dread only to see nothing. Excuse me, miss. You looked lower to see a creepy-looking rabbit costume with a purple bow tie and vest. Are you lost? What? No. You replied and turned to face him. Do you have any friends? They said while flailing about making an okay sign. You nod. Maybe if you just go along with this, they'll leave you alone. Aw, that's too bad. The bunny then tilted his head. If you'd like, I could give you the happiest day ever. No, nope. How about no creepy person? I prefer that you don't. But he was already T-posing away while beckoning you to follow him as he glitches through the door like he has 900 ping. You hear Ink enter the building and decided fuck it and followed. Inside the room there was a table, a meme poster, and a present. Okay, so far so good. At least he doesn't sniff memes. The guy then takes out a spoon and begins to open the present with an excitement to reveal memes. After taking a long sniff of memes, he passes out, but not after giving you a small box with the initials RR. Weird, but whatever. Yeah, I should probably leave. You exit the room and run out, only to nearly fall into an end portal. Shit. Damn it, Nightmare said in disappointment. I thought it would work again. Okay, newcomer, what's the big deal? You keep helping Ink and throwing me in portals for some unknown reason. Oh, well, I might as well do a whole evil monologue now, huh? But this pizza place isn't the right setting. He snaps his fingers, and instantly you're teleported to a throne room. You still stared, unimpressed, and awaiting your impending boredom. Now the reason why I'm helping this fool is to ensure that I get total control over the AUs. But he stood in my way. Every time his little group was an annoyance to me. Heck, I even outnumbered them, and yet they kept me from reaching my goal. Then you came along. Cool beans. He got so distracted that he left most of the universe open for me to take over. And so, if I keep him distracted with you, I could go through with my plan and maybe kill him once and for all. Wow. He sighed and shot you a look. Damn it, my dyslexia autocorrected. Shoot the shit. LMAO. Your world would be corrupted and maybe destroyed if deemed useless. And you would probably never see Misty or anyone you know ever again. Great. Do I die? No, I might keep you in case Ink realized that I replaced most of his emotions with Yandere-related ones and decides to whip my ass. You slowly start walking back. Hey, wait, sir. No, I probably won't like being used for your evil plans, and I will kick your ass if you kill my friend permanently. He laughed. I won't hold you here against your own will, Marshy. What do you mean? Well, I might just get you to help me. I might just make your life a lot easier. You take one good look at him. Pfft, really? Nightmare then stood up from his throne and cleared his voice. Wait, WTF? Why do you hear music kicking in? He then proceeds to sing a better version of Get This Party Started, all while attempting to convince you to join him in his plan. He even went on a joyride with you in a Mercedes-Benz, yes, Benz, and even danced with you, although you weren't a great dancer and stepped on his feet a lot. Or you are a great dancer and just intended to step on them, because this feels cliche. At the end of the song, he smiled and asked if you had changed your mind yet. Maybe you should try that weird box. You nodded and said you had a gift and needed the box at him. He began running when he opened it, because when he did, good old Rick Roll started saying never gonna give you up, and you were long gone before he could look up. You had managed to get back to Dream and Misty. Oh, my stars, Marshy. He hugged you and had tears streaming out of his eyes. I was worried that Ink had got you. I'm so glad that you were okay. You smiled and entirely hugged him back. What happened? You then explained to him about all the things that you went through. Dream and Mystic gasped. Oh, stars. So that's what happened to him. That bastard. How dare you try to simp for you? Misty fumed. Simp? Oh, I'll explain later. You just nodded and told them that you needed sleep. They let you be as you made your way to your bedroom and crashed into your bed. Super Mario 64 painting transition. You woke up in the anti-void. Getting up, you noticed ink painting nearby since it was a dream you approached. Marshy? In the spirit. He sighed and went back to painting a doge. Are you going to run away from me again? No, it's a dream, and you really haven't done any damage. You sat next to him. Oh, so you're dreaming? Cool. At least you visited me. Ooh ooh. Wait, you aren't a figment of my imagination? He shook his head and placed his brush down. The color from his eyes slowly started to fade, and he grabs one of his bottled-up emotions to drink, and remembering the undead sushi's unoriginal plan, you stop him. I wouldn't drink that if I were you. You then tell him a quick summary of the plan. That little sheet. Yeah, he sighed. Now what am I going to do? Suddenly, you feel something next to your hand. You look down to see the box. The frick. You felt yourself waking up. I guess you could rickroll him. You give him the box, and to your surprise, he pulled out his original vials. Oh! His eyes lit up and he smiled. Thanks! Before you could reply, your LSD dreams kicked in, and you proceeded to get chased in a forest by some dude with a shotgun. You climbed the tree in the hopes of hiding from the killer. When they turned around and looked up, WTF, that's illegal. They started to climb the trees, so you did the most logical thing. You kicked him in the face, jumped down, and teleported away. You then wake up the next day feeling like you had been yeeted to Narnia and back. Alright, see how long this is. Yeet. Okay. Nightmare teleported into the anti-void and looked around for Ink. He then spotted him next to a doge painting. Hey Ink, did you get Marshy to be with you yet? Nightmare said as he materialized next to Ink. No, and I don't think I will. Aw, come on, are you seriously giving up now? Ink sighed. I'm not giving up. It's not that at all. In fact, he then got out his paintbrush and glared at Nightmare. I know what you are doing. Nightmare laughed. Oh, really? Ink nodded. So what am I doing that's so bad? I wasn't the one that went crazy over some human. You wanted to distract me from your original plan of taking over the multiverse by replacing my vials with that stupid emotion, and that is going to stop. Ink then swung his brush, and a wave of paint was sent at Nightmare, who was then knocked back. Ink began to restore any corrupted AUs and fix timelines. You won't win, Ink. You may have gotten smarter, but I have backup. Nightmare shouted as he stood up. Ink looked confused until a portal opened. Another Ink had stepped out of the portal. What? Is this the imposter? The other Ink said, and Nightmare nodded. Nightmare, who is... The other Ink then took out a knife and attacked. This is for trying to trick my senpai. Ink fought back and threw his clone off. Nightmare, what is the meaning of this? This is an Ink from a timeline where he and Marshy are together, but of course it really isn't you, but a variation of you that I also had to get rid of. Ink frowned and stared at the other Ink who was trying to kill him. If it isn't a clone, then who did you do this to? Nightmare shrugged and summoned a chair and some popcorn. You will have to find out, but this guy is long gone. Have fun. And with that, the two Inks then fought each other while Nightmare watched, but he forgot that he left the portal open. You groaned and got up from your bed. What a weird dream. You walked downstairs and glanced at the clock. 1:30 a.m. You decided to get some water and go take a walk because why not? You needed a peaceful moment once in a while. After grabbing a coat, you stopped out of the house and walked into the park. It was raining a bit, and a cool breeze passed through the trees as you strolled along the path. You took a deep breath and relaxed. So far, so good. No weird skeletons, no Karens, no problems. Just you, the sound of rain hitting the pavement, that random owl in the portal. A portal? You stopped and stared. It looked like it led into some white void, much like the one in your dream. Against your best judgment, you looked in to see Nightmare watching Ink fight Ink. You rubbed your eyes. Am I seeing double? Then the one with the knife and hard eyes noticed you. Senpai, what are you doing here? Oh crap. You back up quickly, but he had already ran up to the portal and hopped out. I swear you were at the house playing Mario Kart with Blue. What? Ink looked confused. Senpai, you don't remember? I think you are mistaking me for someone else. Ink then gasped and turned to the other one with a murderous look. How dare you make her forget me? You were even more confused that there was two of them. You looked at this Ink's vials to see that they were the same ones. They were supposed to have that Yandere emotion in them. Crap. Look, that's not your Marshy. You aren't even Ink, said the one with their paintbrush out. I don't know what he did, but you have to snap out of it. And as if you weren't confused enough already, someone else stepped out from another open portal in the anti-void. Ink? Another me? The knife Ink looked at the other Marshy. Wait, Marshy? Yeah, it's me. Why do you look confused? If that's you, then who is... Knife Ink looked at you, then back at the other Marshy. Don't pay attention to that. She is simply an illusion made by your imposter, which you should totally kill right now, Nightmare quickly said while looking a bit surprised. Looks like he didn't plan for the two of you to show up. Then again, that idiot left the portal open. How were you supposed to not notice it? Don't listen to him. You are not me, Ink said, and tossed Knife Ink vial. Knife Ink caught it and stared at the vial. Trust me, this is not a trick. Knife Ink narrowed his eyes, and before Nightmare could stop him, he drank the vial. You watched this weird scene. At first nothing happened, but then the ink changed into a different skeleton. What? That ink changed into a skeleton with a fluffy white coat, black bandana, black pants, and white boots with X's on them. The skeleton groaned and held his head. Cross? Ink lowered his weapon and ran up to him. Ink, what happened? Why are there two identical humans in Nightmare here? Ink then explained things to Cross. Hold up. You mean that wasn't Ink? The other Marshy yelled. Ink nodded. Cross glared at Nightmare. Whatever you are doing, you are going down. And commenced a fight between Cross and Ink versus Nightmare. Dream had come out to look for you and also joined you silently, shocked by what was happening. Nightmare was soon cornered. This ends now, Nightmare, Ink yelled. Nightmare laughed. You can't stop me. Oh yeah? Ink then grabbed Nightmare and flung him back into Dreamtail and locked the AU. You can do that? Ink nodded. It is very useful. Alright, what's with this second me, you asked? I think I remember. Cross then explained that part of Nightmare's plan changed a bit due to him being against it. So Nightmare made an alternate timeline of yours and changed Cross into Ink. So I don't exist? Said the other Marshy, and Cross sadly nodded. Since I have to fix the timelines, you are most likely going to disappear, Ink added. The other Marshy was silent. Wait, couldn't she still exist? Maybe. No, it's better if he fixes things, the other Marshy interrupted, and explained the things. And explained the events of the first and second book. And you are the original timeline, I guess, they finished. But you are going to be erased. Marshy, there can only be one you. You thought about it, then agreed. Ink then began fixing the timeline. Cross waved goodbye and apologized to the other Marshy, who smiled and waved back. Then everything started to fade to black. You then couldn't hear them. You wake up in your living room in your home. Honey, we are back, exclaimed your mom as your parents came through the door. You smiled and ran up to hug them. Your brother came out of his room to see what was going on. Oh, looks like Marshy is up, Missy said as she ran downstairs. Hey, you were asleep for an hour. You look at the clock. I guess I was. You laughed and helped your parents unpack their luggage. Your memories of those strange events were gone. The timeline was finally fixed. Everything is as it should be. It is truly the end.